Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. I'm not holding it in anymore. I'm gonna shout it out loud. I understand now what I'm here for and what this life is about. It's about love, it's about laughter, it's about comfort and smiles. It's about love, it's about kindness, it's about hearts open wide. It's about love, it's about passion, it's about taking a chance. It's about love, it's about service, it's about lending a hand, lending a hand. So swing wide the doors, the time is right. Swing wide the doors to let in the light. Bring in the dawn for humankind. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine. Swing wide the doors of this heart of mine.
Good morning and welcome. I see you out there. It's a little chilly, but we are a warm community. And if you need to move a little bit closer to someone, to another living being, please feel free to warm yourself as we get that thermostat working. It is on its way up. And today and every day, we have swung wide the doors to the presence of God, knowing that Spirit is in this place and in all places and all people. Just as the sun awakens us to a new day, the Spirit of God within awakens us to divine glory. And this glory within and around us is everywhere we look and in every situation we encounter. With our hearts centered in Spirit, we can quiet our thoughts and meditate on the wonder of all of God's creation and our oneness with it. So take this time right now to take a deep breath, to become comfortable, and to gently release any cares of the day. Your sole purpose at this moment is to experience the divine. And you begin to do so now as you relax in this sacred time and space at Unity Spiritual Center. Seeing through eyes of oneness, acknowledging our oneness, we at Unity Spiritual Center celebrate and honor people of every culture, of every creed, of every religion, of every race, of every age, and every lifestyle, knowing that there are many paths to God, many faces of God, many names for God, but only one God. And that God is expressing through all people in unique, special, individual ways. As we do every Sunday, I've just lit the worship candle, and that's an invitation to you as you look at that flame to remember that you yourself carry a divine flame within, that you yourself are an individualized expression of God. We honor the one presence and power of God with Unity's foundation statement, which you'll find under the order of service and on the screen. And I invite you to join with me in saying it aloud together. There is only one presence and one power, active as the universe and as my life, God, the good, omnipotent. We give thanks for our spiritual community and for the beauty of our spiritual center. We give thanks that Unity Spiritual Center is a welcoming, warm, and inclusive community dedicated to studying and putting into practice empowering principles and tools for happiness, health, prosperity, and successful living. We give thanks that with our spiritual teachings, we can create extraordinary lives and a peaceful planet through our relationship with the loving God presence within each one of us and through our relationships with one another. Our vision and the opportunity for each one of us here is that you discover the power within you to create the life of your dreams, that you have peace of mind and deep happiness, that you enjoy joyous and loving relationships with yourself, with spirit, and with others, that you spend your days doing what you love and feel called to do, and that you know that your life matters, that you make a difference, and that the world is a better place because you're here. Is there anyone visiting us for the first time? I think we have. Yes, there is. And I just want to let you know that I believe you've already gotten the gifts that we like to give out, a chalet that has a tag on it that says, just as God has a design for every shell in the sea, God also has a design for your life. We also give out a packet of information. And if you're wondering about the tables in the sanctuary, we have put them up because being around a table can give us a wonderful sense of connection. And it's a symbol of the warmth and the hospitality we can enjoy when gathered together. Each table also includes communal journals in which everyone at any time is invited to share a poem, prayer, quotation, or just a personal reflection as another way that we can get to know one another. We, of course, also set up food tables, although today there's going to be a slight shift in how we usually do our hospitality. We've got an incredible fundraiser going on the tables in the next room. So for today, you will be invited to bring your hospitality back into the sanctuary, and that will give us a chance to get to know each other better. And as always, if you have any questions about Unity, please don't hesitate to contact me, and my information is printed on the back of the bulletin. So at this time, as we move into the meditative part of our service and prepare to raise our voices together in song, I'll ask that if you haven't done it already, you please turn your cell phones off or any electronic devices you might have. I think we've got a good one today. I am so blessed. What do you think? Standing up or sitting down?
I think we're going to go meditative on it.
Yeah, sitting
We're
down.
going to turn this into a mantra, sort of a chant. And as we do it, just think about all the things that the fact that we're even here right now is a blessing. And the chill in the sanctuary is to make us aware that it's nice when we're warm. So we're going to think all those things. The lyrics are very simple, and there they are, 4 lines. We can memorize them in a moment. And it sounds like this. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Let's hum it along. And while you're humming, just think about someone that helped you get through a rough patch in your life when you were 19 years old. Just give them a silent little thanks, because they probably didn't even know how helpful they were. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Come along and think about someone who came into your life totally by accident and then became an integral part of your life. You have to think about it for a second and go, I don't know where I'd be without this person in my life. Let's give thanks. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. Come along. We're just going to think for a second now about some great pain that once you went through it, you realized I needed to go through that just in order to see what was on the other side. Every time you think about it, you go, oh my gosh, I can't believe I survived that, but thank God I did, because if I didn't, I wouldn't be here now. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed. One more time. We're just going to think about the people in this room, the fact that we're able to be together. Keep this church 70 years plus. One more time. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful for all that I have. I am so blessed. I am so blessed. I am so grateful. I am so blessed.
So now, as we continue to get comfortable in our seats, relaxing even more deeply into this time of worship, prayer, and meditation, let us open our hearts to receive the message of today's daily word. The word for the day is faith, and the affirmation for the day is, I live in steadfast faith, knowing that my needs will be met. Today begins the Advent season, a time when I am reminded of the unlimited capacity to experience the presence of God within. With faith, I hold the keys to the kingdom that open all doors to a full and joy-filled life. Even though I have faith, I may need to call upon patience or strength as I wait for a door to open. I may need to apply wisdom and understanding while making an important decision. Perhaps I will be guided to demonstrate unconditional love or conscious generosity. My answers come to me naturally and easily. Any assistance needed becomes available. Any divine idea comes my way with clarity. As I move through the Advent season, I do so with excitement, with love, and with great faith. And the scripture for the day is 1 Corinthians 16:13. Keep alert. Stand firm in your faith. Be courageous. Be strong. Unity Spiritual Center is a center of prayer and healing. You'll see our communal prayer box on the table, the little altar table on the platform, and I invite you to take a moment to hold the requests that are in that box in your heart and know that perfect divine love is unfolding each person represented in this prayer chest, and that divine order is taking place for all concerned. The prayer requests placed in the box are prayed on by me and our USC prayer team for 30 days, and we then forward them to Silent Unity's World Headquarters, where they are prayed on for an additional 30 days. Prayer request forms are found in the back, and you are always invited to fill one out. But at this time, we want to make our prayers audible. This is the time to offer your prayer needs to your spiritual family here so that we can support you and stand with you. So after Michael sings the introduction, you're invited to speak your prayer aloud, and we will answer each prayer request by singing "Your Prayer is My Prayer Too."
We are connected by the heart. Where do you end? Where do I start? Whatever you feel, I feel too. You're a part of me, I'm a part of you. Your prayer is my prayer too. 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 Your prayer is my prayer too.
We give thanks for this opportunity to bless and to be blessed in spirit. We give thanks for the feelings of connection, peace, and warmth that fill our hearts and minds right now. We give thanks for the privilege of praying for others in our community and around the globe. And we affirm that always and in all ways, divine love and divine order is everywhere present. At Unity Spiritual Center, your prayer is our prayer too. And so it is. Amen.
Every moment is a blessing, every hour is divine. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for this life of mine. Love is found in every corner, beauty sails across the sky. Peace is flowing like a river, a gift for you and I. As I count my many blessings, all the things that God provides, I never cease to wonder where all that love resides. It's far beyond the world we know, far beyond what we can see. Yet it's ever present right in front of you and me. The beauty that surrounds this world, freshly painted every day. The scent of pine and redwood trees, the joy as children play, the crisp fall apples and the sweetness of a spring. So much that I am grateful for, each and everything. For every moment is a blessing, every hour is divine. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for this love of mine. Love is found in every corner, beauty sails across the sky. Peace is flowing like a river, a gift for you and I. And when the winter sunlight turns into an early eve, I thank God for all my blessings and share what I believe. This lovely world in which we live was created by design. Embrace the Holy Spirit, and all that is thine. Close my eyes, silent prayer, give thanks for this moment in time. I sing this song in grateful praise, with joy, with love and faith. For every moment is a blessing, every hour is divine, and I'm grateful and I'm thankful for this love of mine. Love is found in every corner, beauty sails across the sky. Peace is flowing like a river, a gift for you and I. Every moment is a blessing, every hour is divine. I'm grateful and I'm thankful for this life of mine.
Better? There's much better. So good morning. Great to see all of you. Happy Thanksgiving. Did you have a good Thanksgiving week? I heard you had a great time last Sunday. Yeah, excellent. Well, it's great to be back and to see all of you. I'm thankful for all of you, and we are going to finish this Thanksgiving week up by looking at counting our blessings. So we've already started, actually, if you noticed. Michael led us through the first hymn and your wonderful original song. You were talking about what you're grateful for. How many people count their blessings or prepare a gratitude list of some sort on a pretty regular basis? So about half of you are doing that regularly, which is great. So for all of you, I'm preaching to the converted, okay? But I might have some other things of interest to impart to keep you on that wonderful practice, because it's an important one. In fact, in some ways, it might be the most important spiritual practice that we can undertake. But for some people, it's not easy. It doesn't come easily to just everybody. And to prove my point, I have a wonderful little joke that I can only tell once a year, so here goes. So in, I guess, a Sunday school class, the Sunday school teacher is talking to the kids, and she's saying, okay, it's really important to count our blessings. So everybody count your blessings. And so all the industrious children start writing down different things. And one little boy just seems stuck. He just cannot seem to write anything down. And so she's kind of watching him, and she's just seeing how he seems to be struggling a little bit. Finally, she goes over to see if he needs any help, and she says, "Can you think of just one thing that you're thankful for?" He said, "Well, I can't think of one thing. I'm really thankful I'm not a turkey." So sometimes we have to start small, but then we can build up that muscle. Because the more that we get into the habit of counting our blessings, the easier it does become, and the more things we start to see in our lives to be thankful for. And I just want to give you some research to back up. If you are yet unconvinced, let me just tell you some scientific research that backs up why this is such an important practice. The research that's being done on gratitude, on being aware of gratitude, suggests that feelings of thankfulness help people cope with daily problems, including stress, and it also helps to create a positive sense of the self. There have been recent academic studies at Hofstra University and UC Davis, and they've shown that people who describe themselves as being grateful to God and grateful to others tend to have higher vitality and more optimism. They suffer less stress, and they experience fewer episodes of clinical depression as a population. Grateful people tend to be less materialistic than the population as a whole, and to suffer less anxiety about status or the accumulation of possessions. Perhaps because of that, grateful people are more likely to describe themselves as happy or satisfied in life. In an experiment with college students, those who kept a gratitude journal, and they only did this weekly, they didn't even do this daily, they found that the students who did that on a weekly basis achieved better physical health, were more optimistic, exercised more regularly, and described themselves as happier than a control group of students who kept no journals, but had the same overall measures of health, optimism, and exercise when the experiment began. And finally, grateful people are more spiritually aware, and they're more likely to appreciate the interconnectedness of all life, regardless of whether or not they belong to a particular religion. So that's pretty compelling evidence, isn't it, for why getting into the habit of counting our blessings is so important. And we're in a church, so we want to look at the spiritual side of that. And I'm going to go into those now. There's a woman named Joan Chittister. I put her quotation on the front of the bulletin. Anybody here familiar with Joan Chittister's work? She's really pretty awesome, and I had the good fortune of meeting her. She's a Catholic nun and a very prolific author and speaker, and this is what she had to say about expressing gratitude. She said, "Gratitude is not only the posture of praise, but it is also the basic element of real belief in God." Now, isn't that interesting? She's saying that if you're grateful, it really demonstrates your belief in God. She goes on to say, when we bow our heads in gratitude, we acknowledge that the works of God are good. We proclaim that our existence and goods come not from our own devices, but are part of the works of God. Gratitude is the praise that thunders through the universe as tributes to the ongoing presence with us even now. I found that really interesting. that she connected it to a feeling of belief in God. She says that when we show that unstinting gratitude, it saves us from the sense of self-sufficiency that leads to forgetfulness of God. So we can see that giving thanks connects us. It connects us to the God of our understanding, and it's a way of being in relationship to the divine. Because when we're grateful for something personal in our lives, then we are making a personal connection, aren't we? It's not just theory. When we give thanks for the specific things that make up our lives, we are in relationship with the God of our understanding. And another thing that being grateful in general can lead to is the sense of interconnectedness, the sense of being connected to all living beings, to being connected to all. And we heard some references to this feeling in our prayer time when we heard someone's prayers for those at Standing Rock and someone's prayers for those at Syria, the prayers that we all share because we are all interconnected. The ancient philosopher Seneca said that he that urges gratitude pleads the cause both of God and men, for without it we can neither be sociable nor religious. So that's an interesting idea, isn't it? That without gratitude, we can't really feel related to other people, nor can we feel particularly religious or particularly spiritual. So the sense of gratitude is very, very important. And then, of course, in addition to these things, gratitude just makes us feel good, right? Doesn't it feel good when you think about the different things you have to be grateful for? And they don't even have to be, totally specific to our life. You can just be grateful for puppies, right? I mean, wasn't it Charles Schultz who said happiness is a warm puppy? Now, I bet all of you kind of smiled at that, right? Because there's so many things to be grateful for when we just stop to think about them. And there's also something that's very life-affirming and healing about hearing thanks expressed. When we hear other people talk about what they're grateful for, we ourselves can also feel just better, more connected, happier, more appreciative. So let's do it. Let's see how that works. Who here is grateful for something? Just say it out loud, just popcorn style. Abby, did you have your hand raised? I did. Yeah. Grateful for beautiful weather, absolutely. Grateful for Rose, your angel. And she's our angel too. Love that. Love seeing your love. We're grateful for that. Who else is grateful for something? Yeah. Oh, we're so grateful that you're here with us this morning. Thank you for coming. Shirley.
I'm so grateful for my family at Thanksgiving.
Yeah, Grateful for family, for Thanksgiving, absolutely. And there are different kinds of families, aren't there? There's our family of origin, there are families that we create, there's our spiritual family. Yeah. Anything else that you want to throw out there? Grateful for our home, absolutely. Yeah, and a home in a beautiful area of the country, right? Grateful for nature, absolutely. Yeah.
I'm also grateful for the healing and reconciliation
Ah,
that we did at the end of the day. It's
wonderful. I'm so glad to hear that. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah, Ron. For good health, absolutely. Absolutely. So just hearing some of these things mentioned, did it make you feel better? Did it make you start thinking about things in your life that you're grateful for? So there is a positive energy that's created when we express that gratitude, when we are not only aware of it, but wanting to share it, wanting to let other people know about it. And I just want to tell a quick personal story. Some of you who follow me on Facebook know that last week I was on vacation with my family in Belize, and on our very first full day of vacation, we went to this beautiful scene in nature, waterfalls. We rode horses to get there, and my husband slipped on a rock and split his foot open pretty badly. But the reason I'm telling this story is because I had the opportunity to watch my husband go straight to gratitude and to stay in gratitude. And it was a really beautiful thing to witness that I just want to give you credit for, because it is something that causes energy. And so we were grateful that he could hike up the stairs out of this remote place and not be carried out on a backboard. And we were thankful that we could get to a hospital that had a doctor who could come, even though we think we got him out of church because he was wearing a dress shirt. But he was there, and we were thankful that he could speak English. And we didn't have to kind of patch together, the limited Spanish words that I know. But I just wanted to say that it was a really beautiful thing to watch my husband go to gratitude and stay in gratitude. And it helped make a difficult, or what could have been a difficult and challenging situation, even more better. And we kind of sailed on those feelings of energy, of gratitude energy. And that's where I'm going with all of this, is this wonderful quote from Eric Butterworth that talks about the positive energy that gratitude can have. Butterworth said, "You are not obligated to thank God for your life, for your job, for your prosperity. However, giving thanks is an important state of your consciousness, which keeps you in an awareness of oneness with divine flow. When you understand this, you see that a grateful heart does not need something to be grateful for. One can be grateful with the same spontaneity as being happy. It simply flows forth from within and becomes a causative energy." It's a pretty interesting thought as well, isn't it? That if we give ourselves enough practice, if we get ourselves into that mode of feeling grateful enough of the time, we can become grateful just because. Just because. But I do want to say that sometimes gratitude is harder. There are times in our lives when sometimes feeling grateful is a little bit harder, when things might not be going our way. And that can be a time when we may have to do a little searching, when we may have to, kind of grasp for things to be grateful for. And I think now, as we're, coming into the holidays, it's a time when sometimes people can feel depressed for different reasons, one of which is the lower amount of light. Seasonal affective disorder, I think, is a real thing sometimes. Holidays can bring up expectations. We just went through a pretty grueling election cycle. So there may be a lot of people who aren't feeling completely there, completely grateful, who may be feeling that the world is or can be a little dark. And the first thing I want to say is that's understandable and that's normal. And sometimes just shifting perspective a little bit can help. So there's something that made the rounds on the internet a few years ago that I found very helpful. It helped me to think in ways that I hadn't necessarily before, and I want to share that with you as well. Because if you're struggling, this may help. If you woke up this morning with more health than illness, you are more blessed than the 6 million who will not survive this week. If you have never experienced the danger of battle, the loneliness of imprisonment, the agony of torture, or the pangs of starvation, you are ahead of 500 million people in the world. If you can attend a church meeting, as we all can, without fear of harassment, arrest, torture, or death, you are more blessed than the 3 billion people in the world. If you have food in the refrigerator, clothes on your back, a roof overhead, a place to sleep, you are richer than 75% of the world. If you have money in the bank, in your wallet, and spare change in a dish someplace, you are among the top 8% of the world's wealthy. That's a reframe, isn't it? Yeah. And the point of that, of course, is just that there is always some kind of blessing that we can find. There is always something good that we can point to. And I won't go here, but I'm reading a book right now that's so good. I probably will do a book study on it called Thrive by Arianna Huffington. And she devotes a lot of time to gratitude and how important it is, and how we always do need to search for something, even if it's the smallest thing. Because sometimes the hardest things that we go through can give us our biggest blessings. Sometimes it's those challenges that can give us the greatest gold, and we just have to wait it out to find out what that is. So what do we do after we count our blessings? What's the next thing to do? Well, then we can bless. Then we can bless others. Once we have practiced finding the good, the spiritual practice of finding the good to be grateful for, the gift, or at least the lesson, and some of the things in our lives which are more difficult, we can bless. And by that, I mean we can be a blessing to others. We can be a blessing to the world. And so it is. Thank you, God. So as Valerie turns down the lights in our outer sanctuary, let us prepare to go within our inner sanctuary by singing our meditation song, Holy, Holy, Holy. We'll sing it first by using the third person we. Is that the third person? That's the second person plural. by singing We Are Holy, then singing You Are Holy, and ending with I Am Holy. So again, I invite you to lean back, close your eyes.
We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy, holy, holy. We are holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy, holy, holy. You are holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy, holy, holy. I am holy.
So as we drink in the truth of those words, I invite you to open your heart to listen to a beautiful poem that speaks to this idea of being a blessing. It is called Choose to Bless the World, and I will read it as our meditation today. Your gifts, whatever you discover them to be, can be used to bless or curse the world. The mind's power, the strength of the hands, the reaches of the heart, the gift of speaking, listening, imagining, seeing, waiting. Any of these can serve to feed the hungry, to bind up wounds, welcome the stranger, praise what is sacred, do the work of justice, or offer love. Any of these can draw down the prison door, hoard bread, abandon the poor, obscure what is holy, comply with injustice, or withhold love. So you must answer this question. What will you do with your gifts? Choose to bless the world. The choice to bless the world can take you into solitude, to search for the sources of power and grace, native wisdom, healing, and liberation. More, the choice will draw you into community, the endeavor shared, the heritage passed on, the companionship struggle, the importance of keeping faith, the life of ritual and praise, the comfort of human friendship, the company of earth, its chorus of life, welcoming you. None of us alone can save the world. Together, that is another possibility waiting. May we move into possibility together. And so it is. Thank you, God. So as the lights come back on, knowing that you can return to your inner sanctuary at any time, I invite you, if you haven't already, to move your fingers, your feet. Take a few slow, deep breaths. And when you're ready, coming back to waking awareness. Unity offers positive, practical, progressive spiritual teachings that support us in doing what we just meditated on, coming together into possibility. It offers teachings and tools that honor the universal truth in all religions and respects each individual's right to choose a spiritual path. And here at Unity Spiritual Center, we have an inspiring vision, an exciting mission, and compelling values by which we strive to live. And I invite you in joining with me and saying them aloud. Our vision is centered in God. We co-create a world powerfully transformed through the growing movement of shared spiritual awakening. Our mission is we are a creative, joy-filled spiritual community dedicated to healing, inspiring, and transforming the lives of all people through prayer, education, and love. And our values are: we are spirit-led, generous with resources, inclusive, joyously creative, and guided by integrity. And in this space, feeling inspired by our vision, our mission, our values, feeling enriched by our beautiful spiritual family here today, let us take time now to be a channel for enrichment through our generous tithes and love offerings. Practicing the principle of tithing ourselves as a spiritual community, we will be tithing 10% of the offering collected today to Unity FM. So let us take a moment now to bless our tithes and love offerings, putting them in our hands, perhaps next to our heart, as we say our offertory prayer. Divine love, through me, blesses and multiplies all that I have, all that I give, and all that I receive. Thank you, God.
You are the hands, you are the voice, spirit on earth, and who you are, and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice, a spirit on earth, and who we are, and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world. You can sing with me, come on. You are the heart, you are the hands, you are the voice of spirit on earth. And who you are and all you do is a blessing to the world. We are the heart, we are the hands, we are the voice of spirit on earth. And who we are and all we do is a blessing to the world. I am the heart, I am the hands, I am the voice of spirit on earth. And who I am and all I do is a blessing to the world.
Thank you so much, and I want to give thanks. Let's count our blessings here. All the wonderful people giving volunteer service, including our ushers, Valerie Matfield and Kathleen Russell. Evelyn, who I saw come in to work the bookstore, but you know what? You have a day off because we're going to do the scarf, handbag, and jewelry fundraiser. So
That's a blessing.
you can shop. Blessing right there. Rosa Bundy, who I know left to create a wonderful hospitality spread for you, and you are welcome to bring it back in the sanctuary today after you shop or before to get energy for shopping. I also want to thank Sylvia Grady, who will be offering prayer support following the service if you'd like to pray with another, and Linda McKay, who's in with the kids. I do want to say a special shout out to Brandon Chen. This was his last day with us, and we have really been blessed by him. He got a job in LA, so we're thrilled for him, but we will miss him. So thank you so much, Brandon, for all that you've done for us. And I want to give you a couple D.C. So I wanted to give them a little extra time to talk about their wisdom and how to navigate these times and how to be grateful for different things. So Valerie, I don't know if they're waiting for us, but we're gonna learn at the feet of our kids today.
This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gonna let it shine, let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine.
Okay, so we are going to talk about what we did 2 weeks ago and then what we did today. So 2 weeks ago we did
Let this be the moment